Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's episodes are from Am I the Bad Guy? Or Am I the A? If you're not aware of the news affecting Reddit today, between the 12th and 14th, a lot of subreddits are going dark in protest of something that Reddit's doing. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can Google it to find out what's going on. But I just wanted to touch on that and say it's actually a little more difficult to find stories today. Thankfully, Am I the A is not set to private, at least not yet. Our first story is by Graveyard Shift. Am I the bad guy for begging my girlfriend to uphold a sexist tradition just so that she can make a good first impression? I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months where we all meet at my great-grandfather's estate and eat together. Typically, how this works is that the women will go cook for the time they're there and the men don't, which I am fully aware is sexist as hell. That being said, I am one of the youngest people in my family, and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of those women choose not to cook. However, this is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook are live-ins and long-term girlfriends. So they kind of already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I have seen new partners not cook, it's gone badly. Like, completely ostracized, not speaking, cattiness, rudeness, etc. This dinner will be in 2 weeks, and my girlfriend was asked if she would attend. Initially, she said yes, which is great. I want for her to meet everyone, and for everyone to get used to her being around, but when I explained to her the tradition, she was understandably bothered. I told her that I understand where she was coming from. However, it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this isn't a permanent thing, and that I'm only asking her to do this so she can avoid bad treatment from the rest of the family. This is her first impression, and I don't think it's best if we cause waves. She told me that it's unacceptable, and that if she has to do that, she will not be going. I've tried to find a compromise with her on this, but she won't budge, and she's angry at me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this, then I'm just as bad as everyone else. While my point is that she needs to make a good first impression. Am I the bad guy? Yes, you're the bad guy, and your family is bad for having this tradition where the women have to get together and serve the men. But unfortunately, there's lots of families that do this sort of thing. And it is sexist, and I think you know that because in your title you admit you know it's a sexist tradition. If you honestly disagree with what they're doing, and you think your protests mean literally nothing, get up and help them cook. Get up and help them serve everyone else. Be the change you want to see in the world, is a phrase that comes to mind. And yes, you're the bad guy for demanding that she does this, and most of the comments completely agree that you're the bad guy. You can make a change. You choose not to because you like being served as much as the rest of them. One of the top comments at the bottom that got almost 70,000 upvotes is from Woostering Zeros. You're the bad guy. Why won't my girlfriend abandon her sense of self-respect so that she can establish herself as a subservient woman tool, so that my sexist family won't mentally and verbally abuse her? She just doesn't get it. Trust me, she gets it, and she would be wise to move on from you and this clearly sexist family. There's a big push in the United States right now to make women take the traditional subservient to their husband's role, and it's really, truly disgusting. Don't be part of that. Break free from that. Our next story is by Terrible Turnover 2444. Am I the bad guy for prioritizing my daughter's school performance over her emotional well-being after her mother's death? I, 39 male, am feeling conflicted about a recent decision I made regarding my teenage daughter, 16 female, following the death of her mother. I can't help but wonder if I made a huge mistake, so I'm turning to you, Reddit, to pass judgment on whether or not I'm the bad guy in this situation. Since my wife's passing, life has been tough for the both of us. Dealing with my own grief while trying to provide for her has been a challenge. My daughter has been extremely distraught, and I can see how much she's struggling emotionally. However, when she asked me for time off school to process her grief, I ended up prioritizing her academic performance instead. I'll admit I've always been a stickler for education, and my daughter is a bright student who excels in her studies, particularly math and science, which are very important, and I wouldn't want to jeopardize that. When she approached me, I couldn't help but think about how it would impact her grades and future prospects. I was concerned that missing school would lead to a drop in her academic performance and potentially hinder her chances of getting into a good college. Instead of allowing her to take some time off, I suggested that she continue attending school and told her that I believed that maintaining a routine and focusing on her education would provide stability and keep her on track. Apparently, my daughter was devastated by my decision. She accused me of not caring about her feelings and prioritizing her school performance over her emotional well-being. She believes that I'm being callous and unfeeling, dismissing her need for time to heal. So, Reddit, am I the bad guy for putting my daughter's school performance ahead of her emotional well-being, as she put it, after the death of her mother? I'm genuinely questioning if I made the right decision and would appreciate your honest opinions. Thanks for reading. Again, overwhelmingly, you're the bad guy. For clarification, down in the comments, they admitted that she wanted 3 weeks of time off school. And though it's difficult to catch up from 3 weeks of missing school, there are programs in place at school that can help you get caught up. In every school that I've ever known, if you miss school, they'll catch you up. They'll even give you a tutor half the time. They have plans in place. They have people that can help her during study halls catch up. And if she's academically bright, she'll have no issue catching up after that. And while she has these 3 weeks off, you can get her into counseling. And yeah, you're pretty cold to say no to her and not give her any time off of school. This is a big loss for her, and her grades are going to suffer because of what you did. You need to give her time. Our next story is by Old Vegetable 9548. Am I the bad guy for accessing my dad's phone and deleting a picture of me? My family and family friends were abroad at a hotel resort. I'm 18 male, and I do not like shirtless pictures of me being taken. This holiday, I was pretty much allowed to do my own thing. That was mainly sleep, eat, and enjoy the pool. To that end, my days only overlapped with my family and friends in the evenings. One night, halfway through the holiday, during dinner, I told them that I would come with them to the beach. The beach was a 10-minute walk away. I specifically said, no photos at the beach, and they agreed to this. At this point also, it's been a fact for years that I don't like my photo being taken, so it's nothing new. Skip to the next day, we are walking the beach and I remind them, please don't take any photos of me. At the beach, all is well in the world. I decide to put, and I gotta pause on this word because it's funny, like the people who say bon apple tea instead of bon appetit. This is sunscreen instead of sunscreen. I decide to put sunscreen on, and to do this I take off my top. Then, once done, I go for a swim in the sea. I didn't put my top back on to swim because I didn't want to get it wet. I'm swimming, and my dad takes pictures of me without my consent. I shake my head, put my arms up and tell him to stop, but he continues and smiles while doing so. I then start to confront him. Why did you do that? I specifically asked you not to. Then he goes on the defensive. You're my son. I can take pictures of you if I want. I later sneak into his phone and delete the pictures of myself, and he gets even more annoyed. Also, for anyone wondering, if he'd asked me if he could take a photo, I would have put my shirt back on and let him. I understand that he wanted to take a picture of me to commemorate the time at the beach, and that's cool, but he did the thing I asked him not to do. And I know these photos go on Facebook, and that's my exact fear. I don't need a shirtless photo being seen by all of my extended friends and family. There's also the part where I know changing or accessing things on people's phone is not cool, but he wasn't going to delete the pics. Most people in the comments seem to believe that you are not the bad guy, but my mind was a little blown because there's so many super downvoted comments at the very bottom of this that say you need therapy, that you need to change, that what you did, somebody actually suggested that what you did is a crime because you went into his phone and deleted a picture. What a ridiculous stance. This is your father. You clearly asked him not to take these pictures. You didn't want them taken. I can completely understand why you don't want these pictures going on Facebook, so I just wanted to share that it's mind-boggling to me that so many people are like, you need therapy, get over yourself, get some confidence. He doesn't have to. He can do what he wants with his life. He asked them not to, they agreed not to, and then his father did it anyway. So he's well within his right to do that. I honestly probably would have broken his phone. That would have actually been a crime. Today's episode is over. If you enjoy this content, please click like or subscribe or leave a comment. It helps my channel grow and be recognized in the YouTube algorithm. Until we meet again, have a heavenly day.